Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to say that I'm not sure that anyone, Councilor Santinella, I'm not sure. I certainly am not for a council-led investigation. But I do agree with Councilor Pisner that I do think that we do need to start it ourselves. I do think that we should have an RFP. I think we should have a say in in selecting a law firm. I think that is just the way to remove any appearance at all of a conflict. But even if so, if the majority of the council wants to select this lawyer, that's fine. I think the most important thing is, though, that we have an MOU with questions. The council needs to have a say in the scope of the investigation, and there needs to be an MOU, and that has to be approved with whatever lawyer we end up going with. And that's what I said earlier is that, even if we were to accept this law firm, I think it's so important that we have a written MOU, sort of defining the scope. So I can't I can't vote for this, in favor of this, without first having that with our questions and scope. So that's just where I'm at. Mayor, I think we should do something tonight, but this, again, I just want to reiterate, this is why we needed a special meeting last week. And 6 of us wanted a special meeting last week, and we were denied that, and that's a problem. And so, yes, I would be all for setting another special meeting right now so we can come up with these questions that need to, it shouldn't be this way. We shouldn't be coming up with this right on the spot in a meeting like this. There should be some forethought to this and some coordination. And so I would certainly be for a special meeting. $1 million fund that's been established by Governor Lamont, and it makes all non-governmental essential frontline workers eligible for up to $1,000 each. So this is your grocery store worker, your cashier, your private healthcare worker, the people that really stepped up and answered the bell and were on the front lines and kept our town running safely through a public health crisis. There's 2 criteria. It's really easy. It's you had to have made under $150K a year, and you have to have been employed as a frontline worker from anywhere from March 10th, 2020 to May 7th, 2022. I want to make sure that this reaches every corner of Enfield. I feel like all too often these sorts of things don't reach the people who need it the most. So I'm going to be talking about it quite a bit. And to that end, I was going to ask, through the mayor to the town manager, Ellen, if your office could have any ideas about some outreach that we could do for this, that would be great. I'd love to hear any thoughts you might have on that. And then just to close, the website is ctessentialworkerrelief.org. I think take a couple minutes, go check out if you're eligible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Meeting last week to discuss 2 items, one of them being going out to referendum for a new public safety complex, and the other one being the moving of a solar sidewalk from the former Nathan Hale School over to the middle school. So on the first item, the committee unanimously supported going forward with the referendum for November, and there is a resolution later in our packet to set a public hearing. So there will be certainly more time to discuss this as a council and with the public, but the feeling was that we have some pretty some of the best chiefs in the business in Chief Fox and Chief Riggett, and they've been doing wonderful work with less than ideal conditions for a while now. We sort of owe this to our public safety to give this another look. In terms of the solar sidewalk, Councilman Finger had asked, was a really great idea to have the one over at Nathan Hale moved to JFK. For people that aren't familiar with the solar sidewalk, they're these sidewalks, and they have these rectangular, rapid flashing beacons. They people yield to these things way more frequently than they do regular crosswalks. So they're more effective, and they're pretty cost effective as well. But unfortunately, that particular advice, due to its age and the what it was meant for, the traffic it was meant for in that area, it's not going to be able to be moved to JFK because the second it was moved, it would have to meet a different code, and at that point you have to make modifications to it, and those modifications would be too expensive. So it's going to stay where it is for now, which it still does have some use. There is a community garden there and a park there that is used for this. It's been a public document for 30 days. Anyone that wanted to read it, it was posted online. It's nobody's fault, but whoever didn't read it's fault. So I will happily be voting for this tonight. Do those have to be? That's what I'm not sure about. Like, does that have to be read in right now, or is someone prepared to do that?
I make a motion that we.
I just want to take a second to remind everybody again that non-governmental employees who worked during the pandemic can go to ConnecticutEssentialWorkerRelief.org and apply for up to $1,000 in premium pay. So these are your private healthcare employees, your grocery store clerks, anyone who worked during the pandemic. There's funds out there, and I really hope that we make use of them. My second thing is. Several people have talked about the community conversation. I'm proud of our town for having that, and I'm delighted to hear so many people want to continue that conversation. A specific plug: there's a group that I work with, Enfield Surge. We're actually having a Zoom meeting tomorrow night at 7 p.m. For anyone who's interested, you can go to Enfield Surge on Facebook. We're going to try to continue that conversation there. And then finally, I will say we are ready and waiting to seat somebody to District 1 when the Republican Town Committee can give us other names. Unfortunately, the person they put up did not have the votes to be put on, and we would love to nothing more than to seat somebody to that district. So that's it for me. Spoke about the aggressive dog. It's a shame they're gone, but hopefully they'll catch this. About a month ago, I was contacted by a resident in that area. We looked into it in conjunction with the town manager, and we're basically told by the police that they were not calling the police enough. So there were incidences happening, and then the police, weren't being notified. But it does sound like there is no remedy happening. So I think it is, as Councilor Mangini said, I think through the mayor to the town manager, I think it is something we need to address further or look into more. And then also I wanted to mention that this Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Red Robin will be donating 10% of their food and non-alcoholic beverage sales to Enfield Safe Harbor for the homeless. So if you're looking to go out to eat on Wednesday, I hope you consider Red Robin, especially with the cold months coming. We need to raise money so we can do some outreach and have those warming centers. That's it for me, Mr. Mayor. I too want to thank everyone that came out and spoke, and especially those that spoke in support of the DEI committee. I just wanted to correct for the record that the Board of Education was consulted during our process of developing this proposal. They were one of a host of community partners and stakeholders that were consulted. Ultimately, we felt like the issues addressed by this committee are better suited to the town. School issues are incredibly important, but they're just one part of the broader town picture. Also, that there's already a DEI coordinator in the schools, and they will have ample opportunity to communicate and collaborate with this committee, or either directly or through the liaison created by this proposal. So I could have waited till the discussion for that, but I felt like I wanted to say that now. So thanks. So for decades, this private organization has been providing a public service and maintaining this spillway for the town. So I feel like, that's something that, again, they didn't have to do that. So I absolutely support this. And I think that, it's misguided not to. Briefly, I wanted to say that I think this is like a decade or so too late. So I don't want to waste any more time. And I do just want to invite everybody here to Surge meetings. They happen on the third Wednesday of each month at 6:30. Usually it's on Zoom. We have a Facebook page, Facebook Surge. It's pretty known thing. And if people want to contribute more, that would be really great to see more people at our meetings. Mr. Mayor. So I hesitate to give any more life to something that just feels obviously twisted into a political potshot. We returned signs that we were told were placed improperly. We did so with care, and we did so immediately to the rightful owner. We even went so far as to leave a note explaining why they were removed. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to move on now to things that I feel like actually matter. And I want to make sure that, all eligible small businesses understand that they have a month left to take advantage of the town's ARPA small business program. If that's something they're interested in, you should go to the town website, go to the menu. There's an ARPA tab. The application is right there. If you need any help with that at all, you can reach out to me or any other counselor up here. Furthermore, I want to say that I am incredibly excited about Enfield's growth, just even in this past year. And I'm excited about the further potential for growth. I mean, we have some really exciting things going on, exciting developments. If you look right here in Thompsonville, we've got a community theater. We've got some development coming in where a dilapidated building was, and we have a new train station. So since I was a kid, I've been hearing about, revitalization of Thompsonville. Well, it's actually happening, and that's really, really exciting to me. And then across the town, we've put an unprecedented amount of money into our critical infrastructure, namely our sewer system, to the tune of something like, $8 million. And, last year when we were campaigning, a lot of folks were not happy with the sewer fee. I know I hate it. And one of the reasons why we had to put in that fee was because we got so far behind on our infrastructure. So I feel really, really proud to have put such an investment into our critical infrastructure, and that we've improved the quality of life for residents. We've done a lot of upgrades to ball fields and other recreation. So we are committed to further improving Enfield, the Enfield that we all know and love. And we're going to make our town an even more attractive destination for people to work and live. And that's what I'm going to focus on rather than, this negative political
Point of order,
stuff.
this isn't a place to have